Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, GHA family and friends. We are back with another homework helper video, and this one is for 6th grade, okay? So we're in module 4. We're gonna pick back up at lesson 7. Lesson 7 was called Replacing Letters with Numbers. That is our I can statement. And so I'm gonna go over a couple examples off of the problem set. So I'll read the examples and I'll get us started. So, problem set, lesson 7 said, number 1 says to replace the side length of this square with 4 inches and then find the area, okay? So they already have the square drawn for you. I'll draw it as they have it in the book. Oh, I got it today. I'm in a little square. So they want this side that is labeled S, they want you to substitute it for 4, put 4 in place of of S, sorry, and then find the area. Remember, area is found by multiplying the length times the width. And we are working with a square, remember? So if this side is 4, what can we say about this side, and this side? That means they're all 4 sides, okay? So, all right. So if all 4 sides are 4 inches, then we'll take our side length, we'll say this is a length and this is a width, and we have 4 times 4, okay? So that means that our area will be 16. All right, real easy lesson on finding the area of a rectangle or a square. Area equals length times width, okay? So keep in mind that if you have a rectangle, then all 4 sides will not be alike. 2 sides will be alike, and then two other sides will be alike. So you'll have a multiplication problem with 2 different numbers, okay? It won't be a 4 times 4, okay? All right, so that is number 1. So that is the answer to number 1. So I think the square is already drawn for you. So what I need to see is this right here on your homework, okay? All right, I'm gonna go to another one. Oh, also, before I move on, when we're finding the area of a square, after we find it, we also want to put the unit, okay? So we found that the area was 16 inches. So inches is our unit of measurement. So we would say 16 inches, and then if anybody remembers, we have to put the exponent 2 right there, which stands for squared, okay? When we did our word search, squared was in there. That's what squared means, okay? So, and if you think about it, it would be squared because 4 times 4 is 4 to the 2nd power, which would be 16, okay? So, all right. So moving on. All right. So I'm gonna get you started on number 2, and then I'll give you some advice for number 3. It's very easy. It's something that we already learned, but we didn't force the issue on that topic, okay? So number 2 says, complete the table for each of the given figures, okay? So you got 2 figures there on your paper, in your book, excuse me. And they give you a length and a width of 2 rectangles, okay? So they want you to fill in the table by taking one number and using it as the length, taking one number and using it as the width. And then it says you're gonna, one column has rectangle's area written as an expression, okay? So again, when finding the area, this is our formula. So when you look at your shapes, you have 2 shapes. You're gonna take the numbers and fill them in. So for an example, if it was 5 and the width of the rectangle was 7, okay? So then we know that the area will be 5 times 7, which is 35. So area, and then we'll have to put a unit on that. Okay, so it could be inches, it could be feet, whatever the measurement is when they give you the problem. So it looks like for the first rectangle you'll be working with meters, and then the second rectangle you'll be working with yards, okay? So your answer after you do your multiplication should be meters squared or yards squared, okay? Excuse me. All right. And then, so for number 3 is very simple. It says, find the perimeter of each quadrilateral or rectangle in problems 1 and 2, okay? So you got 3 shapes. The first shape was S, but remember we substituted S for 4. So now you can find the area of that shape. And then we have the other 2 shapes are listed under number 2. Now, the perimeter, do a quick lesson on perimeter. Perimeter is the outside, area is the inside, okay? So we know area is length times width. Perimeter is a lot easier, it just looks a little bit more drawn out. Perimeter, okay, which stands for P, or P stands for perimeter, is gonna be length plus width plus length plus width, okay? So if you have a rectangle and you want to find the perimeter, and I give you these measurements, 10 and 5, okay? So we know in a rectangle, all 4 sides are not the same, but 2 sides are the same. So 10, this side must be 10. We work with a lot of this on Zern when we're finding missing numbers. So this side must also be 5. Okay, so now we can go ahead and fill our numbers in. So if our length is 5, we'll go ahead and put 5 under there, and 10 here, and the 10 is already there for my width. So now we can add these up. So we got 10 and 10, that makes 20, plus another 10 is gonna give us 30. So our perimeter, the outside of this shape, is 30. And whatever your measurement is, whether it be inches or feet, you must put that there. You do not need the exponent. We're not squaring. We're just finding the outside, adding up all the length and widths of the outside of the shape, okay? All right, so very simple. So you have to do that for the 3 shapes that we give you in questions 1 and 2, all right? Have a good evening.